So in today's session, we'll discuss the basic Docker commands. So now we have the Ubuntu mission. On that Ubuntu mission, I'm going to install Docker. I'm going to install now. I'm using apt. So I'm updating the apt repo. Then what is the package name is docker.io is the package name. So the package name is docker.io. So then with this, like what are the two things we are getting installed here is, what are the two things are getting installed here? So one is Docker CLI, second one is
Docker daemon.
Docker daemon or Docker engine is also is getting installed. Now, what is the command line tool is Docker. So Docker is the command line tool. Now I'm going to check the version of the Docker. Okay, and we are using community edition. So it's a community edition. Okay, so we are going to install Docker like 26.1. Okay, so that is the Docker version we are installing, and it's not an enterprise class, it's a community edition we are installing. Okay, so then like what are the Docker if you type the Docker, we have a lot of commands right here. Okay, so just try to go through each and every command. Run, exec, ps, build, pull, push, images. So most of them in our daily life, we are going to use most of these commands. I'll type first command, docker info. What is that command is?
Docker info.
Docker info. Docker info will show lot of things, but here we have one problem is by default Docker required root access to run that. That is the reason we got that issue. Then like we can solve this. I'll explain how to solve this also. But as of now, I'm giving sudo docker info, sudo docker info, like each and every information, like what it is showing, try to understand. So now here we have the version and containers we have, how many containers are running, how many passed, how many images we have downloaded, okay, server version, IO, all these it is showing for us. Okay, so Docker info will show lot of information regarding this Docker host or Docker engine. Okay, so then once we got this Docker info, then I'll use the second command I'm going to use is Docker search, like maybe image. Okay, so then what this Docker search Nginx is going to do, what this Docker search Nginx will do,
It will search for Nginx image.
Nginx image, where it is going to search this Nginx image,
Local.
not locally. From
Okay,
the
in the
registry,
registry.
it is going to search that. Okay, so now here what is the problem we are getting? So we didn't log in with
Permission
the
denied.
yeah. So then I'm going to give here. We'll resolve this also, but as of now I'm giving sudo permissions.
Okay.
Then
If
these
we
all the
log in, we not get that, sir.
no login also like these all like just displaying public repos itself.
Okay, okay. Got it.
But to run that Docker command, I don't have the permissions.
Okay.
Okay. So now here, so what we are doing now? Like these are like Nginx slash Nginx hyphen ingress or Nginx. Okay, so Bitnami also have one Nginx. Like this, we have lot of images. We have which image you want, you can use it. Okay, with the Nginx, say suppose even in the Ubuntu, if you search also, we'll get lot of Ubuntu kind of images. We are going to get it. Okay, so now here we are getting similar kind of images. We are getting. Okay, any doubts on that?
No, sir.
So then I'm going to pull that Docker pull Nginx. What this command will do?
It will pull the Nginx image from the
From where
registry.
and where
Repository.
it is going to keep?
Docker hub to local.
Yeah, from Docker Hub to local it is going to download. Okay, first by default it search locally whether that image is there or not. Otherwise it is going to download that. Okay, so for this also what we need to do? So I need to give sudo. Okay, sudo docker pull nginx is going to download that. So then, like here, what is the command to know the list of images what we have in that? How we can get that? So
Sir,
how we can get list of images from the mission?
Docker image ls.
No, no, Docker images.
Docker images. Okay. Sudo.
So Docker images. That nginx. What is this meaning of 3 weeks ago? That's maybe updated image is there. And what is the size of that image?
192 MB.
192. Okay, so that's we will understand what are those all. Okay, so then we want to run that nginx locally we want to run. Okay, so instead of this, first I'll run one basic command, docker run hello world. Okay, what this hello world will do, we'll discuss. So what is the so what is this hello world is, like Docker has given this like image to confirm everything has been locally working fine or not. From this, what it is going to do? Unable to find image, hello world colon local latest locally. So that latest is not available down locally. Then what it done?
It is pulling from library.
Pulling from that hello world, it pulled. Once it pulled, what it is doing is it is running also hello from Docker. Just what is the purpose of this container is just to print this message.
Okay.
Okay, after that it is not going to do anything. Just it is pulling that image. The Docker client contacted the Docker daemon. Docker daemon pulled the hello world image from the Docker hub. Docker daemon created a new container. Okay, then Docker daemon streamed this output also, which is sent to the terminal. Okay, then if I want to see that containers, what is the command I need to give?
PS. Docker.
Docker ps sudo docker ps. So now that container is not running. My expectation is that hello world container is running, right? But I'll use ps-a. What is the difference between ps and ps-a?
PS will show only
PS will show only the
running containers.
running containers. ps-a will show us all containers. So now here this hello world container is showing, and by default, what is the status of that? That container has been exited. Okay, so don't
Okay.
worry about that exit. What is the purpose of that hello world container is, once that it displayed that message, by default that behavior itself is it's going to exit itself. By default that container itself is going to
Exit.
exit. So like this, like they have given that behavior. That is the reason once our work is done, automatically it's going to be exited. Automatically it's going to be
Exit.
exited. Then I want to like start that container. So now here we have container ID. What is that container ID? Can you tell me? What is the container ID in this in the above commands? What is the container ID?
69B8, the first one.
69, yeah, that is the container ID, but we didn't give any name for that. Just I given without name itself, I created that container. Okay, because name is a pure optional kind of thing. Okay, then if I want to start this container, okay, I'll try to again start that container. Then Docker start.
Name.
As of now, we don't have the name. Okay, I'm going to give,
So
and
ID.
I don't have the root access. That's the reason I'm giving sudo. Then I'll check that, but still that container by default itself is stopping itself. It started, but again it exited 11 seconds ago. Okay, so that is the behavior of that container. Then I said this is just that message is displayed, right? With that message, what is going to happen is like our Docker is working fine. That kind of confirmation in our environment. We are getting that confirmation is what is the confirmation we are getting? The Docker has been working in our environment properly. Then from this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to like run Nginx. Okay, I'm going to run the Nginx. I'm going to run. Try to understand sudo
So Docker
run.
run
I'm
minus
giving hyphen name.
name my
My
engineer
Nginx I have given hyphen D is for
detach mode
hyphen D is for the detach mode. Then
hyphen
hyphen P is for
porting
publish port.
publish for
I
88
given 80 and 80. I'll explain that
Nginx.
one. Then image is Nginx. If I don't give any tag, it is going to download the latest, but I'm
Sir,
giving the
colon
latest itself.
Nginx latest
Yeah, yeah.
colon sir.
Okay. So this is
Okay.
the command. Okay. So now I don't give hyphen D. We'll see what is going to happen. But in the production, it's recommended to use hyphen D. Then say here, see these all these container is listening, running in the foreground itself. So everything is running in the foreground
Foreground.
itself. But if I stop this, that
It
container
will
also will stop.
exit.
Okay. So to see all the containers, I'm going to use ps hyphen a, and that container has been exited. Then I'll try to
Seven.
start that Docker run. Sorry, already running that. So run has do one more operation also. What is that?
Sir,
Run did one more step also.
it
So run
created
has created also. Normally
created.
we can use Docker create also, but in this use case I'm not using Docker create. Directly I'm using run. Then run itself has pulled the image. If you don't have locally, but previously itself we already pulled that. But hello world, what it did is it like not found locally. Then it pulled also. Okay.
Yep. Yes.
So then, so that start, I want to try to start that. So then,
Sir, only process ID when we are running it, we should only process ID will work, or can I put
no,
the
that is
name
a
of
container ID.
container ID only, or can I name the
Name also
container?
we can use.
Okay.
So either name or,
Container ID.
yeah, so now here, what is the name we given is my Nginx, right?
My Nginx,
Sudo
right?
docker stop
My Nginx.
my Nginx.
Okay.
Okay, so that's in the same way we can start my Nginx we can use. So we can do restart also.
Sir, sorry. Can you show the 8080 port of it? We'll see if Nginx is
Yeah, yeah.
running.
So now here I'll copy that public IP. So now like one setting what we need to do is in the security group
All traffic.
that no all traffic is not recommended.
Okay.
Like we need to open the 80. Anyhow, I don't need to give 80. Okay, because if I don't give in the browser also by default it is trying to take 80 itself.
Okay.
So then yeah, so which is thing is blocking us is that 80 port is blocking for us. Okay. Say Abdul, can you open that in that security group of that instance?
Sure.
So need to open HTTP 80. We need to open. Don't open all traffic. Open as of now 80 itself. So you need to open that 80 port.
It's already in SS 22 port is there.
No, 80 we want.
Can you see? I added import rule as well.
Yeah, so now once we added that 80 port, that Nginx page will come to this. Here that container should be open. Okay, then you save that one 80.
Yes.
I'll delete that again, create this. So now here sudo docker rm
My Nginx.
my Nginx. By default it won't delete because
Oh, if
so that container is running.
when I say okay, now it is deleted.
Yeah, now that I use a -f with that force option that deleted docker because that's deleted, right? That is the reason I'm giving same name. So now this time I use -d, right? That is the reason one number is generated, but it's running in the background itself. Abdul, can you share your screen once? Please share your screen. Yeah. So now here we are getting that Nginx page. So that Nginx is opening for us. So now I'll again run the like another like Nginx also on the same mission. I'll try to understand sudo.
No, are you sharing anything? Actually, you asked me to share, right?
No. I'm that's again opened 1 second. Okay, so now here actually that Google Chrome forget. So this that page is opening for us. If you want, you can type this IP also. Okay, you can see that the page is
What,
opening.
maybe I missed it. What is the issue? Like before it didn't open,
That
right?
is secure. So my Chrome have some issue, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so this is before itself we have opened, right? That 80.
Yes.
Okay, so then here that 51.20 that page we are going to open. Now I'll create one more container also, that is also Nginx itself. So Docker run hyphen name my Nginx, it won't take because already one container is there. Hence I'm giving my Nginx.
-d -p.
Yeah, one I have given. So just like another name I have,
My Nginx one.
my Nginx one I have given. Okay, so then
Then detach
hyphen
mode
D
and
hyphen P.
porting to
Then try
different.
to understand. I'm giving 8080. Okay, what is this 8080:80? I will explain. Then Nginx itself. So now what happen is if I use Docker PS, how many containers are running?
To
Two containers. One container is listening on 80,
the
second
other one
container
in
is
8080.
listening on 8080. Then here I'll try to open that second container over 8080. But in the security group also we need to open. The security group also what we need to do? We need to
We need
open that
to give open access
8080
to
need to
8080
open.
port.
We need to open that port 8080.
80.
Okay. Say Abdul, can you open that?
Sir, what access he should give, sir? Is it all TCMP, IC? What access?
No. This is like a TCP port.
Okay. All TCP
No,
8080.
Yes. Yes. Now,
8080, right?
yeah, 8080. So now here, what is that meaning of 80:80 is the first port. Okay, first 80 is that first port is
Containers. Okay.
okay. Second port is for the container. In the
Okay.
second scenario, I use 8080. Okay, but that would be converted or maybe translation is going to happen to 80 itself. But host side I'm using 8080. But in the container it is again listening to
80.
80. Okay, if I give 8080:8080, Nginx doesn't listen because
Nginx is in
Nginx
80
internally
only.
is listening on 80. Outside you can give anything. Outside you can give anything. Okay. So I hope first port is first port what we have given is used for
Host.
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 Second one is for
Container.
container. Okay. So like this here we are going to attach. Okay. For the second container also if I
You
give
have to say that
80.
sorry,
Okay.
8080 is a host, and I mean that second 80 is a container.
Yeah, container port. Okay. So then if I use for second container also 8080, what is going to happen?
It will not listen. I mean,
Because
it
that
will only listen.
will get the duplicate kind of thing.
Okay. Sir, one question is 8080 and 80 both are different ports, sir.
No, here two ports. One is container port, second one is host port.
Yes, sir, but no. Now, first time we gave 8080.
Yes.
80 is to 80. This time we are giving 8080 is to 80. No, so is 8080
No.
and 8080.
8080 is from the host side because already 80 is in the user.
Okay.
But the second 80 is second container port 80. So we have two containers, right?
Right.
So that is the reason for the second container, anyhow, that can be have the same numbers. But
Yes.
host side, we shouldn't have duplicate because from the host itself, I'm accessing. Then first container I can access through 80. Okay. Second container I'm accessing through
8080.
80 I'm accessing. Second container I'm accessing through 80. But internally, first container, second container, both are listening through on 80 itself. But that is in their containers. But outside access we are doing through first container we are using 80. Second container we are accessing through 8080. Okay, so that is the reason internal ports we have for both it's 80 itself, because those are two different containers. Those are two different containers. Okay, so then now I'll create one more also. So there you'll try to understand. Sudo docker run my nginx 3 I have given hyphen d hyphen p. I'm doing wrongly itself. Now this will throw an error. What is the problem?
Port is already assigned.
Port, which port? First port or second 80 port? First 80 port or second 80 port?
Host.
Second one, because
Second
container,
one.
it's a container.
Yeah. Sorry. One small typo. If I don't give that name option, that my nginx 3 itself is assuming the image.
So it's thinking locally, it's not there now. How can
My
we?
nginx 3 itself is assuming the image. It's not there,
Okay.
even locally not there. Or
Okay. See.
so now here, this is that what is that bind date for 80 has been failed port is already
Allocated.
allocated. Now we'll check whether that container has created or not. It's not there, right? Because that's not possible to start because we'll have a port conflict. But now say suppose 17 seconds back that created. Okay, but it won't listen to us. Okay, that means that container my nginx 3 also is created. Then if I want to delete this, what is the command?
So rather than deleting, can we assign port by using -p to this my nginx 3?
It's already running, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we can assign networking can be assigned. That's we'll discuss.
Okay.
Okay, I'll create a custom defined network and that network I'll attach to this.
Okay.
Okay, so that's in the networking we'll discuss. Say suppose I'm removing now. So what is the my nginx 3? Instead of that we can use
My nginx 4.
no that container ID also even a d something is there, right?
Yes.
That we can use.
Container
Now I
ID
didn't
also.
use a hyphen f also. Why that container got deleted?
It's not opened in the first place.
That's not running container.
Not running in the first place. Okay.
Okay, so that's not the running container. That is the reason it's deleted. Okay.
Okay. Sir, in the list now, when you did not give name for Hello World, it already gave by itself, sir. Adoring
No, name
Glamour.
not came.
It only itself by itself it gave some name Adoring Glamour in the third line. In the previous command, you see, for three Nginx containers, you gave my Nginx, my
Yeah.
Nginx 1, my Nginx 2. For Hello World, you didn't give, no, sir. For that, it automatically came as Adoring Glamour as name. Automatically assigned.
Maybe that is in the Docker file. It's maybe the container name maybe. Okay, but always when you are creating, better to give a name for this.
Okay.
Okay, so we are not giving, but based on that ID we can give, or I'll try with that. Yeah, that's maybe deleted also. Okay. So Docker that hello world will use for the basic purpose whether your Docker environment is correct or not to test that we are using. Okay, so just to confirm, okay, everything is perfect or not, we can confirm by using that hello world. If this message has been displayed means your Docker is perfect. Okay, so then try to understand. Say, what are the images are you expecting here? One is a hello world. Second one is Nginx. Okay, so that hello world even container deleted, but that image is there. Okay,
Okay.
if you want to delete that image also, what is the command?
RM.
RMI,
RMI
because this
for
is the
image.
image.
Okay.
Okay, so now that that hello world maybe in the usage like this it is telling, then I need to use -f also. That gracious Ramanujan who gave that?
Sir, it came by itself.
We deleted, right? A minute
Uh,
ago, who created that?
I saw that. That's what I am little confused. Like admiring
sir,
Lambert.
sir, I think it's only giving name by
No,
automatically.
no,
It's
we
giving name
deleted
when we're
that,
not
right?
using.
It's not deleted, I think.
Okay.
That is
Yes,
just
sir.
one message
It
kind
didn't.
of thing.
It didn't remove, sir. It said error
Yes,
response.
yes.
Simon. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the reason better to use the ID there.
Okay. Docker
So
RM.
that is the reason that image also not deleted. But I
Yes.
use -f. With that I deleted. Now I'll check Docker
PS
like
minus.
PS. I'll check two containers. PS-a two itself. Okay. So try to run again. Docker info also, we can see how many images we have. As of now, we have two containers, those are running. We don't have any stopped or past state. One image, because that hello world image I have deleted. Okay. Then start, stop, all those also just understand. Like we have used start we have done, stop we have done, RM we have used, RMA we have used, and we know Docker restart what it will do. And if you want to rename any container, we can use rename also. You try to do. Okay, then we use Docker run command also. We use Docker run command, and Docker images also. We use Docker PS. We use. Okay, we use the pull command also.
Okay.
And search also we use, info we use, version we have
Used.
used. Okay, so most of these commands we have used. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to create the Tomcat container. Okay, so now I'll check sudo docker ps. As of now I have two containers. Okay, one is
Nginx
listening on 80, second one is listening on
88.
80. Both are running on Nginx itself. Now sudo docker run, I'm giving my Tomcat. I'm giving my Tomcat. I'm giving in this use case. Okay. So now try to understand what my Tomcat will do here. Then -d for
Detach mode.
detach mode.
Publish port.
I have one error here. What is that?
88 is already
80
visible.
is already there. Okay.
Okay. Sir, how can you know that my Tomcat is the name? Acha, you are giving our
That
name.
is our own name.
Okay. So in general for Tomcat, you have to go to registry and see
No, no.
how.
That is image name is that we need to get it.
Okay.
My Tomcat is just internal our container name.
Our name. We are giving the name. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that 8081:80 also there is one issue. What is that?
See, 80 port of the container is already.
No, no. This is a new container, right?
Uh,
Host is different and container is different. Host is different, right? So
No, no. because Tomcat not going to listen on 80.
Okay. Okay.
Tomcat is going to listen on
8080.
8080. If it is Nginx, you can give 8081 colon 80 is fine.
Okay.
I hope you got it right. 8080 now we are giving is for the internal. Okay, because Tomcat is listening on that port. Tomcat is listening on that port. Okay, so then try to understand here.
I mean, can you repeat once again? Maybe I
Yeah.
missed.
So now Tomcat internal port is not 80. Nginx port is 80. But
Okay.
Tomcat will listen on 8080.
Sir, like Tomcat and Nginx, what are the most used web servers,
No,
sir?
no. For
That
Java based applications, Tomcat.
okay.
For static websites, all those Nginx is used.
Simple. Only two.
Nginx and Apache, we have the competition, not Nginx versus Tomcat.
Sir, Apache and Apache Tomcat both are same only, no, sir? No?
No, no. Apache actual name is HTTPD.
Okay.
So that we are calling as Apache itself, but Apache, that is the web server name is HTTPD.
Acha.
Okay. So Tomcat is for Java based applications. Okay. So then what is the Tomcat version in this scenario I'm using?
Latest only.
Latest. Okay. This 8081 colon 8080. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So then this will run. In the security group, I have a doubt here. In the security group for that scenario, 8080 we need to download or 808081 we need to open?
I need to open 8081.
8081. Okay. Then what it done? It downloaded Tomcat colon latest. From where it downloaded?
From Hub registry.
From the Docker registry, it's downloaded and locally it's running. Okay. Yeah. Abdul, can you open that 8081?
Sir, Malak sir, can you repeat again, sir? What is 8081 is the port of
81. So we can access it through 8081.
okay.
Okay, but what is the problem here to give 80 is Tomcat is not, say suppose even if you go with 80 also, your Tomcat is not listening there.
Okay.
Hence you don't
Because
get that application.
Nginx is listening to 8080,
80.
only 80.
Yeah,
But for 8080, this listens.
Tomcat is
Tomcat listens.
listening.
Sir, in this particular thing that you are typing, the first one is the port of,
Host port.
second
That
one
is
is
from the
container port.
host IP address. You need to give this port number.
Sir, this one is little confusing, sir. Can you draw an image or show a Google image to understand this?
Something here. See, we
Yeah,
are we open security gate for the
8081 from the host side.
hosted.
Oh,
Coming to this one, I mean, it should be 8081, right? I mean,
Yeah, we need to open in the security group. 8081 need to open.
yes. Okay.
But internally that would be redirecting to
8080.
8080. If I give 8081 colon 80, what is going to happen is it is trying to search for 80. Say suppose your room number, what is the room number internally?
80.
No, 8080. But if I search you for you on 80, what I'm going to get? I'm not going to get you. But Nginx is available on?
8080.
No, Nginx is available on
80.
internally 80. That
Yeah,
is the reason I given 80 there.
Okay.
Okay, but Tomcat is not available on 80. It is available on
8080.
8080. So suppose here this is maybe like like maybe a hostel name like that.
Okay.
Okay, this is like inside that room number kind of thing.
If Infinix is not there, I mean, that case, like, I mean, if you what need to be entered in the security group?
Which one?
I mean,
If that is not used, we don't need to open it, right?
okay.
So now here I'll open through like did you open that 8081?
8081, no, not it.
I try to open that 8081. So you create 15 to 20 different containers. You'll open the security groups. There you will understand, Prashant, this.
Okay.
Okay, otherwise we'll discuss tomorrow also this.
Okay.
8081 data publication.
So now here we need to open through 8081. But internally, inside the container, it is going to redirect to
8080.
8080 itself. So in security group, how many rules we can add?
We can add
Normally
it.
in the security group, we can add 60 rules.
Okay.
Have added.
And then again we open 8080, and then again we are open 8081, right?
Yes, yes.
So 80 is for the Infinix and
80 is for Nginx. So now this 8081 has been opened, but we are not getting Tomcat page, but this will confirm Tomcat has been installed. Which version of Tomcat?
was the 8080.
What is the Tomcat version we are getting?
80 Infinix.
No, no.
What about 80?
Tomcat version. So
Oh,
this
sorry.
is 11.0.6. We are getting Tomcat version is 11.0.6.
0.6.
Now try to understand. Sudo docker run. I'm giving my Tomcat 9.
1SD, 1SP. 8082 is to 8080.
Yeah, say anyhow, this is also Tomcat itself, but I don't want Tomcat latest version. I want
You want
Tomcat
Tomcat
9.
9. So you will put a Tomcat 9.
No, yes, Tomcat colon 9. I'm going to give this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now this is 8082 internally we are using. Again, that is going to be converts into 8080. In the security group, can you tell me which port we need to open?
8082.
8082
82.
we need to open. Okay, 8082 we need to open for the this one. And what is this meaning of Tomcat colon 9?
You're downloading the 9 Tomcat 9 version, no? So you're putting the name my Tomcat 9.
Yes, yes. That is the reason we are putting Tomcat 9. Now, previously we have Tomcat latest, but this is a new image.
Okay.
So now if I search even for the Docker images also, so Tomcat 9 is different image, Tomcat latest is different image.
Yes, sir. Two different.
Yeah. So now, like which port you need to open in the security group?
Sir, I have one doubt there in the previous window, sir. Open.
Yeah, yeah.
So over there you say there is Tomcat of 469 MB and Tomcat 9 of 468 MB. So basically what's happening is we have 3 images here saved in our particular EC2
In our
instance.
local mission.
In our local machine, which is EC2 instance.
Yes, yes.
So when I created my machine, no, I chose T2 Micro, which has 1 GB or half GB or something like that. What happens if my
No, that
storage
is
is
8
running?
GB, 30 GB I'm telling. Otherwise your system will hang.
Okay.
So better to give 15 to 20 GB.
So in our production systems, there will be bigger instances.
Yeah, yeah. It would be more in the production servers. Okay. So don't use 8 GB while practicing this also.
Okay. So for Docker and all, we should use
Better
bigger
to take
instances.
15, 20 GB like that.
Okay.
Otherwise that system doesn't support us.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sir.
So now did you open that 8082? Abdul?
Yeah, already done actually.
Okay. So then in the security group, like what you can do is in the one rule itself, okay, you add 8080 to 8090 like this, add one rule itself. In the custom,
Oh,
80,
add
yeah.
custom.
yeah, actually in the real time not recommended. That means almost I'm opening 11 ports.
Yes.
Okay.
80, 81, 82, 83 till 90. I'm opening. Now this is 8082. Try to understand here. Like what is the version we got is
9.9 101 104.
9.0.104. If I run more containers, definitely my system also will hang, but I'll try to run this. Now what is I'm going to do is,
Why it will hang, sir?
because that CPU memory also need to support, right?
Yes, yes. Let's remove all this, no, sir. Then we'll
Yeah,
run.
we'll remove that. Okay. So now what I'm trying, so I want to run 8, 9, 11, 10, all simultaneously I want to run. Okay. So then I'm going to give here 80, 83 I'm giving. On Tomcat also I'm giving. Tomcat 8 is the version I want to download. Now again it's Tomcat 8, it is downloading. You got it right?
Yes, sir.
One
Now,
thing, like whatever you mentioned, these images, right? It will be in the Docker system, right?
yeah, from the Docker Hub that images are before itself I need to know.
Okay.
Say for Ubuntu we know, right, 2204, 2404. Windows we have 2019, 2016, like that. Okay. So now do you open all those ports 8080 to 8090? In the single rule you can edit all those.
Yes, I did it. Yeah.
Okay. Then we can open this on which port? 8083. This if you see 8.5.100.
Asha. Basically, this is version 8.
Yeah, this is version 8.
Okay.
Normally we need to get the Tomcat page. Normally you may see Tomcat page also, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
that is normally in the web apps they'll have that Tomcat manager page, but they have removed that page. Can you guess why they have removed that?
Mm,
To reduce the size of the image.
oh,
Okay, so to reduce the size of the image, they have removed that Tomcat host manager page. Okay, so that is the reason we are not getting that page.
sir, if we have to get, if we have to get something other than this 404 not found, what should we do on this, sir?
Yeah, we'll copy our own websites. We'll copy in the next sessions.
Mhm.
So as of now, they have removed that web apps, that host manager it is trying to do. They removed that. We'll deploy our own websites in this. Okay, then that web page will come. Okay, normal Tomcat page, they have like in the web app folder, they'll have that manager. They have removed that directory. Why they have removed in this is to reduce the size of the image. To reduce the size of the image. But we will deploy our own websites in that. We'll deploy our own websites in that. We'll deploy, then that web pages will be open. But say this is installing 3 versions Tomcat 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is very challenging in the normal environment or not? Okay, and how many versions how many systems we want? Almost 3 to 4 servers we want. But here running as the containers are very easy.
Yes, sir.
So now I'll clean up some resources. Okay, so my Tomcat
Admin.
My Tomcat 8 I want to delete, then can you tell me the command? Sudo docker
Docker
rm
rm minus f.
my Tomcat, yeah, minus f. Either before also we can give or later also is fine.
Okay.
Then even that 9 also I want to remove.
Okay.
Okay, then try to understand now here sudo docker stats. The stats also will show some metrics for us.
Okay.
So for each container, how much CPU, how much memory usage. Okay, all these Docker stats is also is one of the good monitoring kind of command for Docker. Okay, so what is the command we use here? Docker stats.
Docker stats.
Docker stats. Say here compared to Nginx, Tomcat is taking more CPU and more memory also. Okay, and what is the limit is that maximum. What is that limit is? Maximum it can use. Then try to understand one more we have, one more monitoring kind of thing. Docker top is that. Here I need to give that container name also. For that container, all the process, all those it is showing. So that process IDs, all the top that it is going to show. Okay, so Docker top and Docker stats. These two are the for the monitoring purpose. And if I want to check the logs of that container, mostly for the troubleshooting, what is the purpose is, what is the command is Docker logs I'm going to use. So I no need to go inside the container. Okay, by using Docker logs, what I can do?
Sudo docker logs.
I can,
Container
so
name.
maybe for the troubleshooting, this would be more useful for us. Okay, inside logs, it is displaying to us itself. Okay, inside logs, it is displaying for us. Okay, so for that we are going to use. So now we have Docker stats, Docker top that container ID, our name, then Docker logs also is very, very important. Then how to copy the files inside. So suppose initially when we created a Linux mission, we connected to that Linux mission, we copied the files to Linux mission. The same thing for the container also we'll do. That we'll do in the tomorrow session.
Okay.
Okay, so till that,
Okay.
the most of the commands what we have typed here,